And welcome to Digital Marketing Made Easy by Business Consort. We're going to be looking at professional digital marketing, and we're going to be looking at digital marketing channels. We're going to be looking at digital strategy. We're looking at driving digital experience and also digital marketing tips. Now, my name's Dawn McGrewer. I'm the head tutor and founder here at Business Consort. I've been working in digital for the past 20 years, and we're working directly with clients day to day and also with students on training courses. We've got almost 20 odd thousand students that we've trained and certified over the years. And I myself have worked heavily in digital marketing. I've been recognised with my fellowship from the Royal Society of Arts, Manufacture and Commerce, because of my dedication to social media in a business field. When people started off with social media, there was a strong bias to, I suppose, what we would call the consumer digital marketing. For the brands, retail, fashion, and so on. I've worked heavily in both business to consumer and business to business. And what I'm hoping to do is bring to you my experience in terms of what actually works. And, we're using digital marketing tools day in, day out for an array of different clients. It's taken us years to master digital marketing and the elements and strategies involved with actually getting really efficient results and getting that all-important return on investment. I've got about 20,000 direct connections on LinkedIn, and that has taken time to build. But we're going to look at what digital marketing can actually do for the business in terms of driving digital success. There's no business now that will not benefit of actually being online. Over the past 13 years as we've been online, Business Consort has grown and grown. We've built up 5 million subscribers through digital marketing in our efforts. And as much as we're doing digital marketing for our clients day in, day out, and obviously, delivering courses to students and upskilling businesses across the UK and worldwide, one of the key things to understand here is that we are a testimony of digital marketing in our own right as a business. And everything that we use in terms of case studies and we talk about today, we know is a proven method. It's the fastest, most efficient way of getting from A to B. We've developed methodologies that work and can't fail. With digital, we see so much procrastination, in terms of people just feel overwhelmed. Where do you start? The digital landscape's growing every minute. What we've tried to do is kind of, cancel out the white noise, condense that down, and start looking at, what is going to drive results for a business. Now, in terms of what this session and this free training is going to do for you now, is it's a brief insight into sort of actionable takeaways that you can actually start implementing straight away. We can't teach everything that we do on every single training course, but this is going to be a whistle-stop tour for you in terms of getting the best from your digital marketing. So with marketers, one of the things that we see all of the time is that people find it difficult to break down what the daily actions are that go with digital. So if you were to sit down and look at your social media, what are you going to do? Now, with social media, what's really, I suppose, frustrating for businesses is that people go on, they create a post, they post it, and nothing happens. Quite honestly, if you are taking that approach to social media, no, nothing is going to happen. There is a set and a structure that's going to really transform your digital marketing. But with social media, it means that there has to be a consistency and frequency. We see this across all digital channels. You can't kind of dip in and dip out. You have to get that momentum to get the results. And, just like 10 minutes a day on your social media can totally revolutionize your reach to your audience and the network size that you've got, but it can massively change the engagement. So we still come up against people looking at, well, why should they sort of invest in digital? Well, 82% of prospects can be reached via social media. Over 70% of business-to-business decision makers use social media to help them decide. And digital marketing spend is forecast to reach 240 billion in 2020. So digital is the way forward. So now you've got to get it right. At the end of the day, if you are using current digital marketing strategies and you are not getting the results that you want, it is obviously fair to assume that those strategies are not working. Be fully prepared to see your competitors shine online if you don't make those changes now. With digital, there is only a small percentage of people who are reaping the benefit. Even in sort of 2018, we are not seeing businesses even touch the potential that they could be reaching. And most organizations don't even have a digital strategy or a plan in place. So the reality is digital marketing is ever evolving. And, so many of these businesses haven't responded adequately and are losing out. So with the proven methods that we are going to go through and that we have developed, we know that every action we take is going to have a positive result, but it's actually going to impact on the bottom line. In digital, there should be nothing happening within the business that is not earning you money. The whole principle with digital marketing is around reaching new audiences every day, generating leads every single minute of the day, and getting, obviously, traffic onto your all-important channels. Now, the biggest pitfall we see all of the time is people trying to say or market to someone, here is a product or an offer, and just taking them straight to that customer relationship. And at the end of the day, no one's ready to buy instantly. If you think about it, 97% of people going onto your website are browsing. Only 3% are ready to buy or inquire. So what does that mean? Well, you're only seeing people buy or inquire, and that small percentage of your traffic is being recognized. 97% of your traffic are not at that point, and you need to nurture those people through to become that 3%. So keeping sending people offers or doing, say, a social media post that says, buy me, or here's an offer, it will work for a small percentage, but that's not where the value is. I mean, we could generate traffic all day long for anyone, a client or a student. That is the easy part. People often say to me, what we would like is more traffic and more conversion. What people actually need is, before they get more traffic, they need to optimize the traffic that they're already getting onto the website and convert that and have a nurture strategy in place. And then that's the time to look at more traffic. So the thing is actually generating traffic to a website is the easiest thing in the world to do if you know what to do and how to do it. We could generate traffic all day long. And the great thing is if you have a process in place, then you can start capturing that traffic and turning it into a lead. And then you can use other strategies then to convert. This is where things like content marketing comes into play. So in this session, what we've done is we've got a rough guide to digital marketing, and we've tried to kind of put it along with a 90-day plan so that you've got accompanying checklists and actionable items. And, with business, you want to review things every 90 days. You've got to keep it fresh. Digital is so fast in terms of the speed. What happens is you can press a button, send an email campaign, and start recognizing results instantly. You can see people opening it, an email, clicking on links, visiting a website, signing up, buying, inquiring, or whatever. So with digital, there's a vast opportunity, and the speed of digital is actually a real bonus. Let's think about the speed of digital marketing. Well, back when, TV started off, to get 50 million people watching TV took them 13 years. When you look at things like, the radio and then the internet, and then we've got social media, well, the comparison is just unreal in terms of the speed. You've got things like Facebook, for instance. You think TV took 13 years to get 50 million. You've got Facebook, in first 9 months, it had 100 million subscribers. So don't feel daunted and overwhelmed. Try and break your digital marketing down. Now, we are getting asked a question. Why should we invest in sort of, digital training? And why should we look at upskilling? And I think people kind of are put off a little bit with digital because of the fast speed. I think, well, how will I ever keep up with it? If you're working in digital, it's easy. You should be using digital every single day, and it just naturally happens that you're abreast of where you're up to. What the difficulty is if you're using strategies and tactics that are not getting results, you're not learning anything. You're just using the same thing again and again. So if it doesn't work, it needs to change. And what we're seeing is that actually people who are upskilling and learning the actual proven strategies, you can get a 44% increase in web traffic through effective blogging and content marketing. That's amazing. Nothing can compete with that. You've got to consider things like, search is probably one of the biggest drivers of, traffic, free traffic to a website. Social media is not for free traffic. 60% increase in web sales conversion. That's huge. You imagine what that makes to your bottom line. And that's all to do with using digital experience and looking at consumer behavior and what the trends are and how people behave and how you can convert people, and not trying to take them in terms of, here's an advert on social media, come buy me, or here's an offer. People are not interested in that. You need to give something to people first of all. And the biggest tip that I can urge you to do is to get an advert to go to something that's either free or it's a blog or something that is adding value. And stop trying to take the customer to the point of marriage, really, before you've even kind of dated them. So 40% increase in sales. You imagine obviously what that difference can be in 1 month, but over a year that's massive. And this is just all about getting the right strategy in place. So let's consider the average salary of a digital marketer is about £38,000. Well, when you actually start looking at doing things like a qualification, that rises to 50 to 100,000 because the strategy. It's about knowing the right digital channels, selecting the right ones for what the objective of the campaign is, but also being able to consistently reach and attract a new audience, convert them, but also engage your current customers who on average will spend about 33% more with you. And once you've got that cycle working and we start looking at, growing your digital team, consider that a new hire's productivity is about 100% less for the first 6 months. The first 3 months of productivity are down by about half. And this can be a significant drain on the resources. Now, Eric Quester of High Tech Star estimates the cost of a new employee is approximately 1.5 to 3 times the cost of annual wage. So hiring a new digital marketing specialist is fine, but that could be as high as about 112,000. But training a member of your current workforce is significantly lower because you can do a qualification for about £1,000. And the good news now in digital is that things like the Chartered Institute of Marketing professional diploma, the digital version that's just been launched, the digital diploma is all commercial. It's all about real world business. So what are the components we need to understand? Well, digital marketing strategy, content marketing is huge. Web strategy, social media, search, referral and affiliate. So what is referral marketing? Well, referral is basically one person, like a customer, saying, oh, I went on a course, it was amazing. Why don't you go on one too? And referring somebody across. An affiliate scheme is more structured. It could be, if I give an example of our business, say for instance, an accountant comes on a training course and thinks, oh, this would be great for our clients. I'd like to recommend it to all of our database. An affiliate scheme means that they can refer clients and get paid like a commission on the back of it. There's brilliant tools available now, things like Affiliate Pro. You can install on your website. And it means that somebody can go on, sign up for your affiliate scheme without you even having to get involved. They get their own unique web link to drive traffic to you, and it records it all in their portal. They can see how much traffic, how much leads, and how much conversion, and you can even set up automatic payments. Amazing way of obviously generating business. So content marketing is a grey world that people don't really understand what that is sometimes. Content marketing is using something that adds value, a piece of content like videos, webinars, PDFs, guides, quizzes, anything like that, blogs, to nurture and educate and to actually build that relationship so that somebody goes from obviously unaware to understanding why they might need your product or service and then to buying in and also strengthening the brand. Now, web strategy, this is about obviously being on the web, but you can't just start a website and expect traffic. You have to have a search strategy to be visible in the search engines, and you have to have a web strategy to convert people. People can't just go onto your website, and if you imagine the 97% of browsers, what's happening to that traffic? If 3% are buying and inquiring, 97% of people are leaving without buying or inquiring. Where do they go? You've spent a lot of money driving them onto your website just for them to go away. So with web strategy, I want you to really understand where your business sits. So the best way of doing this is doing a quick overview of your online visibility. Go and Google yourself, find out where your business is, type in your top keywords. Most businesses have 3 main priority keywords. So ours might be something like digital marketing courses, digital marketing qualifications, and so on. These are the top layer of the keywords that we would want to appear in search engines for. So if someone typed in, say, social media course, that would be a secondary layer. We know that we probably come up number 1 for like social media course Manchester, advanced social media course Manchester, and so on. But we have some other keywords that are more generic that we need to appear for. Have a look at where you present and where kind of the gaps are. Do a quick SWOT, look at what the strengths are. Look at the weaknesses. Strengths are things you're doing amazingly well, like your position 1 for a keyword on page 1. And a weakness could be that you're on page 2 or you're not position 1. A threat could be that you are not on page 1 at all, and it could be you're on page 2. It could be that your competitor is dominating that whole keyword. And an opportunity is a wish list. That's what could you do? If you've got a considerable sort of non-visibility for a particular keyword, what could you do? Content marketing. So one of the things that I want you to take away, and this is something you can implement straight away, blogging. Blogging can drive 44% new traffic, because blogging is a great way for positioning yourself in the search engines for people who are looking for advice, answering a question, and so on. Now, digital marketing strategy as a whole, something that we're going to be looking at within this 90-day plan. But you need to understand what your training and resource strategy is. This is so critical. Your digital marketing is only going to be as good as the person doing it and the knowledge and skills they have. It's like doing digital and not knowing the right tool to create, graphics. It's like trying to do social media but not knowing how to create video. That is the number 1 pitfall, is not having the skills and resource in-house. So let's look at social selling and social media marketing. I absolutely love social media marketing because the results that you can gain are amazing. When we look at the return on investment for digital channels, what are the top digital channels in business today for return on investment? So which ones cost the least and earn the most? SEO. SEO is free. Search engine optimization is free. Then you've got social media. Again, it's free. You've got social media advertising, which I am a complete advocate of, because this is how the world is changing. Social media started as free. These networks need to make their money. If you post content on social media and you don't boost it, expect for it to fail. Nothing will happen. We have now reached an age whereby for social media to work, you need to be doing advertising campaigns, and you also need to be doing your communal sort of day social media, but boosting that content for it to travel. You could have a network of, say, 600 people, and you post it on Facebook, and you think, well, it's on my page. Why have only 3 people seen it? Facebook are not going to make that content travel. And we need to understand the elements of social media. Now, with all of our channels, we have developed methodology in terms of what is the right framework and the right process. We always start with an audit, which we would do some form of SWOT, so strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We look at content, and then we look at the daily actions that need to go with that. And this is the key. If you sit down with social media and say, for instance, you're going to do your social media on a Tuesday, and you just sit down to go and post something, you're never going to be at your most creative. It's going to be really difficult to kind of get good content on there. And to be honest, if you are ever tempted in posting a piece of text on social media with no picture, no visual, it will have more benefit to your life going out of a cup of tea, because it's bad marketing. You know, you'll never hear anyone talk about viral marketing for a piece of text. Hasn't happened, never will. No one will ever say to you, oh, did you see that piece of text on Facebook? It was just profound. It was amazing. It went viral. You know, it's video, it's content. We've got to get a grip of this. At the end of the day, in social media, one thing that I will say is if you're not prepared to do video, your social media will not work. You know, viral marketing is centered around, this whole visual imagery thing. So, think about YouTube. A video doesn't go viral on YouTube, it goes viral on social media, and as I say, no one picks up a piece of text and shares that to everyone. A video does. So if you want good results, you have to get video. And in 2018, if video is not part of your social media, then your social media is not going to work. And also, it's really bad practice, because with digital, you want to be using the things that are going to drive the best results, and doing video is free. And a video is going to get 87% more engagement. So the return on investment is amazing, but yet still people are not prepared to take that step into video. And I think, people are, I suppose, quite daunted in terms of getting in front of a camera. But once you get video marketing in place, and say you've got a kit and you've got it set up and you've done one, once you've done three, it's like second nature. And once you see the results of video, there's no going back, because it's working. And there's no more posting, nothing happens. It's post it, and that content works for 7 days for you. So the return on investment is so critical. And, we still find businesses who are saying to me, oh, Facebook, we're business to business, won't work for me. That is, so not true. It's the biggest pitfall in business today. If you're not on Facebook, epic fail. The clue is that there is a site, Facebook Business, and there is the Business Manager on Facebook, because it's geared for businesses. Not business to consumer, it's business to business as well. Everybody is a consumer. And, the thing is we have people like, an architect say, oh, it's not for me. I guarantee I can reach an audience on Facebook that totally meets any business to business audience. Ever. I am still yet to find a business that would not benefit on Facebook. And the thing is you can't argue with that. We're business to business. We've got 5 million subscribers. We've got an alumni of 20,000. I've got 20,000 LinkedIn connections. So social media definitely works for B2B, but Facebook is amazing. We're driving thousands and thousands of B2B clients onto our site daily. And we're generating leads every 8 minutes through Facebook for Business. So the challenge is, if you still think Facebook's not for business, get in touch with us, let us know. But we have had amazing results from organizations that have said, oh, I don't think Facebook's for us. So should you be using Facebook? Absolutely. Should you be using social media? Absolutely. You should be using Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn as your absolute 3. They all do different things, and they are really crucial for your business. So social media marketing refers to the process of gaining traffic or attention through social media sites. But don't think that posting a picture is going to drive traffic to your website. What will drive traffic to your website is maybe doing something like a blog, boosting that post and driving traffic back, okay? But it's never going to be the main traffic driver. You've got Google for that. It will be a main traffic driver if you're using paid advertising. And this is the thing. So Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. These are like the 5 social tools that every single business should have. We still have a struggle with getting people on board, again, businesses with Instagram. It is an amazing network. And again, Instagram has a business focus because it has a business tool. So just like Facebook, you have a business page, you have an Instagram business account. So it is for business, and it's been developed for business. And the reason for that is these social networks make money from business. So YouTube is a critical tool because if you're looking to get online visibility, there is nothing that competes with YouTube. You know, it's like a mini TV in your handheld device. So, you know, you've got Google reaching 90% of the internet's audience. Google owns YouTube. YouTube video has 4 times more chance of getting onto page 1. So in terms of visibility in search engines, amazing. YouTube video on social media, 87% more engagement. And the fact that we have digital devices that we check 200 times a day, YouTube is like having a mini TV to people. And the thing is people are not recognizing that yet. You know, if we said to you, would you like to go on TV as much as you like for free? I think we'd all say yes. Now, YouTube have just done a study looking at sort of the reach of advertisers, and they looked at the fact that primetime advertising on TV, if they were doing it on YouTube, they'd get 49% increase for their demographic. You know, it's just unreal. Now, we've also got to consider that 80% of the time we stay within social media sites, and we're leaving less and less. So please kind of understand that social media posting is not just about getting people to go onto your website. You know, it's about people consuming content on there. And does the social network want you to leave? Of course they don't. They don't spend all the time and money getting you on there for you to go, okay, I'm going to go and visit someone's website. You know, you've got things like Facebook's blogging platform. It's an amazing tool, but still massively underused. So social selling is the process of developing relationships as part of the sales process. So today, we're looking at social networks like, say, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest. And, you know, what can happen is you can really start to recognize your customers as your biggest advocates. So you don't have to be emailing people all the time. You know, if your customers are in your network, they're seeing your accolades day to day. You know, LinkedIn is an amazing tool for engagement. It definitely gets the most engagement on our side. And Pinterest is growing, you know, and it suits some businesses. Pinterest is not for everyone because the demographics, like 73% female, and it's not really kind of hit that commercial usage. It's great for things like hobbies and interests and things like that. But think about where we are. You know, we've got 3 billion internet users, 2 billion of them active social media accounts. Social media is free. We're just not using it right. Now, the objective of social media, this is the biggest challenge for us as a consultancy, is when a client comes to us, they say, right, what we want is traffic. And you're only going to get traffic from paid social media. And, you know, when we look at things like business conversion, such as customer acquisition or lead generation, it's brilliant. But you can't have just free posting on social media and things and expect it to work. Brand awareness is going to be boosted massively if you're using imagery and video. Customer experience, you know, this is something that, you know, driving digital experience is critical in business today. And people are still a bit scared about the security and risk. If you've got a business account, you're not like releasing anything other than you would have on your own website. And at the end of the day, if your business is not on social media, you're like massively losing out on business. You know, let's look at the return on investment. Biggest question I'm asked all the time. How do I turn my network into paying customers? How do I recognize results? Well, it's taken us years to get to that point because we've been using it day in, day out, understanding the algorithms. You know, think about when social media first came out. You've got internet started, late 90s? Then you've got social media. LinkedIn went live before Facebook. Facebook came a year later in 2004. So we've had these social networks for years. So Facebook's been around for like 13 years, LinkedIn sort of 14, 15 years now. It's amazing. And we still don't know how to use them. Because once you start changing your thinking and start understanding consumer behavior and you start thinking about, well, what is it here for? Why does social media exist? Think back to why social media started and what value that brings. Now we need to evaluate, measure and improve constantly. So social media sites don't want you to leave, but social media sites will give you reach, audience engagement. It will give you site traffic if you use it correctly, but social media can be one of the biggest lead generators. So in terms of actually recognizing revenue, as I said, social media, SEO, and email marketing are the top three. So social media, number one, is generating for us leads every 8 minutes, every day, all day. And we're generating traffic. So we're constantly building our network, and we're growing our network at a rate of double, and then we are doubling our engagement. And this is happening day in, day out with little effort, like 10 minutes a day effort. And the thing is, people are making digital into this very, very labor intensive process. If you get the strategy right and you understand what works and you get your listening in place, you get a plan and you understand really what your objectives are, you can't just keep posting on social media with no defined objective. Each piece of content will probably have its own objective. And you need to kind of work out that content plan so that it drives the strategy and actually generates revenue. Now, we know exactly how many leads we're getting every day, how much traffic from social media, and what that earns. And, we just keep improving that, tweaking that day by day. But the fall down with most people is it's just that the processes are not in place. Everyone knows where they want to be. They just don't know the step-by-step process to get there. And I get asked almost daily, how does return on investment work for social media? So return on investment is what your company is getting back from the time, the money, and the resource you're putting forward. Okay, so ideally, your return would be measured in terms of like dollars, pounds, euros. Okay, so profit divided by total investment, which is your people hours and your ad budget, times by 100 equals your social media ROI. That's simple. So return on investment is considering conversion and growth. So if your social media is having a direct impact in conversion and growth, then, and only then, is your social media working. If your social media is not generating conversion and growth, there is little point in doing what you're doing. So this is a quick takeaway, and this is an amazing strategy. Something that I developed many years ago now, probably about 10 years ago, as we were going through the struggle on social media of like, what works, why is this not doing anything, why are people not engaging, why are we not growing? And we started to see the algorithm, and we started to think, well, what is people's biggest problem? And it's the daily actions behind social media. Most businesses lack strategy, time, resource, content creation. So if you're not creating good quality content like video, it's massively hard. We do a video marketing course, and one of the things that it just totally changes people's perception is how cheap you can get a video kit together, one that's mobile and one that you can actually use day to day, and you can create high quality video. Now, Bentley has just done an entire advert on an iPhone. So if Bentley can do it, do you know what? I think we can. So when a business lacks strategy, then it means they don't know what they're doing, why they're trying to achieve it. And, people say, oh, I want to spend an hour on social media. If you go into social media with that approach, there's so many other things you need to be doing day to day that'll never happen. Procrastination sets in. You've got to allocate little bite-sized chunks and make it easy. And the Magic 10 is just basically looking at an approach that you spend 10 minutes a day, and you're looking at comment, liking, and sharing 10 items in your newsfeed on each network. Easy. And you connect or follow 10 new people. Couldn't be simpler, but no one does it. People are one way, let's just shout our social message out at people. If you don't do the Magic 10, it'll take you 3 years longer than your competitor. And 3 years in digital is like decades. So this process guarantees you double the network size and engagement. Now, we sort of go through all of the social media accounts. We trawl through people's social media and kind of like get an understanding of why people are looking at it in the wrong way. And what often we see is that people haven't got a process in place. So when I look at someone's social media and they go, we're not growing, you're not getting any new people, no one's engaging in our posts, the most common reason is it's just plain simply boring. At the end of the day, people only engage in something that's exciting, makes you smile. Content at the end of the day has got to entertain, educate, and bring emotion. And if your content doesn't do that, you're not going to get engagement. So the social media marketing framework that we put together, ACAR, is something that we teach on our fast track social media course and our ultimate. It's something that's been designed for business. And this will work for B2B and it will work for B2C. And it looks at auditing a business, first of all, understanding, the social platforms, best ones to be using, audience, consumer behavior, social presence, content inspiration, ideas, what's going to work, looking at competitors, and then getting a plan and looking at the goals and planning that out. Now, we've developed a social media planner so that people can write down what they're going to be doing, see it visually in front of them. And the thing is once you start using these easy tools like little planners and you start looking at the tips and you break it down, it becomes a really manageable thing and a really, really good return on investment. And what you've actually done is you've just taken your marketing and you've changed it into a revenue generator. Now, content, this is looking at what content, what's the goal and objective, what you're trying to do with it. Why have you posted that video? Why have you posted that picture? Why have you posted that blog? And it's telling your company's story. Now, storytelling in social media is massive, and it's about setting your voice and creating quality content with a mix of media. I can't stress enough how much the actions are important. The Magic 10, understanding that you're going to do comment, like, share, connect, is just fundamental. That is your kind of like, if you think about it, your maintenance social media, and then the rest of it layers on top of it. And then the return on investment, as I say, you need to be measuring this and understanding that every action should be having a return. So the social media plan that we would look at here is listen and review your competitors, ensure integration on web. So, you have to have share, you have to have content to share, and you have to have the ability to connect on social media. It's no good nowadays just having the ability to follow someone on Twitter if they can't share your content on Twitter. You've got to decide on which your strong social network is going to be. What's your priority social network? And customize the branding and optimize those pages so that it actually reflects what your website looks like. Looking at goals and getting the Magic 10 as part of your day. Connect with your influencers and build relationships. User-generated content such as reviews, amazing tool. Your customers can be your best advocates and your PR. Blogs, absolutely love blogging. And again, I love things like, using Facebook's internal blog platform, writing articles on LinkedIn. They're brilliant at establishing yourself as a key influencer. And then growth tactics, how do you get more people? What campaigns are you going to run? Are you going to do a quiz, a competition? How's that going to work? And then monitoring and adapting, improving. Now, we've worked in digital since digital began. And, the whole key here is the content. So when we look at content marketing, 50% of content is going to drive back to your blog. Now, 25% of content will be created from other sources. 20% of content will support enterprise goals like selling or lead generation. 5% of your content is about HR and culture. Now, once you get your content matrix in place and you start thinking about your content plan and you look at this and match it and align it to the buying cycle, this becomes a lot easier because we start looking at consumer thoughts and the awareness, the consideration, the analysis and comparison, the purchase, the loyalty, and what content needs to be matched to those different stages of the buying cycle. So, things like video and infographics and PR and games are brilliant for awareness and need, and so on. So you need to understand what the daily actions that break this down are. So you start off, first of all, looking at the consumer journey and the buying cycle, understanding it from your point of view, what those stages are. And then you start implementing the content into this plan. Now, the 80-20 rule, basically the rule of thirds, is that 80% of your posts should inform, educate or entertain. 20% can directly promote your brand. So what's the rule of thirds? Well, it's a third of your social content promotes your business, converts readers and generates profit. Then a third of your social content should share ideas and stories from thought leaders in your industry or like-minded businesses. And then the last third is your social media content should be personal interactions with your audience, bringing a nice human dynamic to it. Now, once you get that right, then it becomes really easy because then you've got the life cycle marketing process. And you can start to see what content is driving, attracting interest, capturing leads, nurturing prospects, converting sales, right the way through to getting a customer, getting them to do a review, testimonial, coming back to you and referring. Now, it is so important to understand the steps within this. And as I say, get your content out. That's going to be the first thing. Reach, growth, build and grow your network. And use things like the magic 10 to engage, comment, like, and share. It will help gear those thirds, and it really will make a massive difference. As I say, the magic 10 guarantees that you're going to double your audience and double your engagement. It can't fail. So that should be your maintenance every day for 10 minutes. And then look at your ROI. Look at your lead funnels, your free content, your data lists, your management, your CRM. How do you record data? Do you know that actually businesses are losing 40% of data every year because it's not been recorded properly? That's massive. And look at your opt-in processes, because now in 2018, GDPR, which is the new email marketing law, is going to be critical. When we look at the whole process, the easiest thing to get started is social media. And as I say, that's a key return on investment generator. What's the next thing? Well, search marketing and online advertising. Why? Because quick wins. And do you know what? SEO is free. So the same principles apply. We've developed a methodology called ARCA, and this looks at audit, research, content, and attract, which is actual lead generation. At the end of the day, if your digital marketing is not resulting in traffic or a lead and a conversion, it is not working. And if you don't know how many leads and traffic and conversions you're getting every minute and every day, then you don't have control of your digital marketing. So search engine marketing, SEO is free. This is basically marketing for promotion of your website by increasing visibility in search engines. And Google's got a 77% market share. Now, people often say to me, do I need to be on Bing or Yahoo? Do you know what? I think I'd start where everyone was hanging out. Go to where your audience is. Google is reaching about 90% of the internet's audience, and at the end of the day, we've got things like mobile phones, which are attached to us. If you went to work without your mobile phone, you'd feel like you had a vital organ removed. Mobile is surpassing desktop searches. Look at the amount of searches a day worldwide. The first thing that happens, 96% of people reach for the mobile phone to search for something. If you're out and about, that's the number one go-to. And what do? We Google something. You don't know the answer. And the best opportunity here is the fact that SEO is free. Search engine marketing, we call it pay-per-click. That's paid for. But SEO, which is your organic, it's a natural way to improve your ranking in search engines. It doesn't cost you a dime. And it's all about positioning. At the end of the day, if you are appearing in the searches more, you're going to get more traffic. If you appear for more keywords, you're going to get more traffic. And the great thing here is that 75% of people are searching Google not for a product or a business or a brand. They're searching it to find a solution, to solve a pain, to get advice, to ask a question. But yet, most of your competitors, even maybe yourself, you may have fallen into this trap, are producing content, such as our web pages, that just serve the 25% of searches. Your website should draw in your traffic for your products, your services, and your brand. What your blog can do is it can drive the biggest opportunity of traffic. That's 75% of searches that happen. You need to align your search marketing to consumer behavior. Paid search engine marketing has had a decline. It still works for certain organizations, but it's very expensive. Would we rather be position 1, page 1, free, or would we rather be paying like £5 per click? I know which one I'd rather have. And search engine marketing and SEO has been sold as a dark art for so long to people, but it's actually the easiest thing ever. It actually takes 60 seconds to optimize your content. That's it. And when I actually go through this on our Fast Track and Ultimate courses, people are like amazed at how quickly they can transform the business. And the fact that you can kind of get this instant like 30% visibility increase in search engines in like a matter of weeks. And it doesn't take long. It's short, concise tasks, procedures, done, search engine visibility, and it's free. It just takes time. And it takes knowing and understanding keywords and how Google behaves. Again, Google is a service that is there as a premium search engine to provide the best content. And SEO is so integral, and it's got to be like within the digital marketing strategy as a holistic kind of approach to driving customers to your business. You know, the thing I love about SEO is 61% of marketers say that improving SEO and growing organic presence is a top inbound marketing priority. Why? Because it has the best return on investment. So what does the ARCA model look like? Well, again, we look at auditing, like visibility, traffic, and any gaps. We look at the research, so competitors, keyword research, really easy ways of doing this, and some great tools out there. And it's a simple process. You just need to get into the habit of doing it and understanding where those opportunities are. The content, creating content based on demand. Biggest pitfall, I see people creating content all day long because they wanted to as a business, not matching it to consumer demand. You know, at the end of the day, you want to be creating content for what people are searching for. And we've seen clients come to us and say, well, you know, we're on page 1, we're position 1, but we're still getting no traffic. Why? Well, because no one's searching for it. There's no demand. So you'll never get traffic. You know, being page 1, position 1, that's going to get about 44% of the traffic absorbed. Amazing, yeah? By position 3, you're down to 8%. So, you know, you've got to be positioned on Google and you've got to be page 1. No one goes to page 2, rarely. And at the end of the day, a lot of people skip through ads. So, you know, where would you rather be? Well, I would rather be positioned at the top for free rather than pay it. Now, you can use things like pay-per-click to bridge that, first of all. But when we're looking at attracting business, we're looking at increasing reach and increasing traffic to get more leads and conversion. And again, if your ROI is not doing this and your search engine, your search traffic is not impacting on leads and conversion, it's all very well having traffic, but traffic doesn't pay the bills. Leads and conversions do. So next section is the ARCA path. So we have different terminology in SEO, and we have to look at ensuring all pages are ranking Google. And if you've ever kind of wondered that, like, why you're not getting sort of any Google visibility, it's probably because you're not even appearing in Google search engine results. Why? Because they probably have not actually indexed your content. You've got to think of Google like a web directory. So they're basically adding all of the live websites to their directory for people to find, a bit like an online yellow pages. But they're only going to put the best ones on there and the ones that they can see and understand. And again, it's a really simple process, but I would guarantee that most businesses who are watching this webinar, about 50% of you have got pages on your website that cannot be found on Google. And the thing is, you know, as digital marketers, you can be doing the best efforts and being the best digital marketer, but if you've not got online visibility, it's going to make the job 10 times harder. So, keywords, researching the best terms. And what do we mean here? Well, it's like searching for a projector. You know, unless you're a projector enthusiast, you're not going to type in like Sanyo 47321. You're going to look for something like best projectors. And then you can construct content and, you know, use video and imagery to draw people in from search engines, to take action and ensure you've got a lead funnel in place to capture those web visitors. Because again, I keep referring back to it, 97% of people who visit your website are just browsing. And again, if you can see, say using Google Analytics, how many people you have visiting your site versus what your conversion is, you'll have a lot of traffic that's actually being underutilized. Nothing's happening to it. People are just going onto your site and they're leaving without you knowing that they've been there. So audit, research, content, attract. And a couple of the key things that you can look at here is Google Search Console and Analytics, Keyword Planner. You can look at using obviously good content in search engines. We know that video's got a really high chance of appearing on page 1, 4 times more likely. And look at like data capture or landing pages. Now, 75% of searches relate to someone looking for a pain or solving a problem. 25% company, product or service. Where's the biggest opportunity? The 75%. Where does that content come from? Your blog. 25% is your website. So stand out. You've got to be page one. You've got to dominate the search engine. You've got to knock the competitors off. It's a really simple process of stacking content. But the thing is most businesses are just not creating enough content for the demand, and they're not creating enough content around a particular keyword. That's it. And as I say, to optimize your content takes 60 seconds. And, agencies, as I say, some have sold it as this dark art, most complicated thing. I say in digital, it's the easiest thing out of every digital channel. So click 20% choose adverts, 44% choose the first organic. So convert. Don't let visitors leave without knowing that they've been there. Offer them lead magnets. Now, we've given you an SEO tool, and you can go and use our free tool to go and see where your website sits, how you present online. Now, if you are looking at obviously developing your online visibility, again, same with social media, if you're not getting traffic, leads and conversion for any of these channels, your strategy and tactics are not working. They need to be readdressed. So email marketing, this is our next one. Now, in this fast track series, we're going to look at every digital channel, and we're going to try and give you as many tips and many takeaways as possible. Now, the methodology we look at here, we call it LAYS. This is all to do with email marketing lead generation. L stands for leads. Then we've got automate. And then we have strategy. And then we have engage. Now, email marketing is the act of sending a commercial message. And one of the things you've got to understand is 3/4 of companies agree that email offers an amazing return on investment. And it just keeps getting better. Why? Because 2 reasons. Automation is going to be the biggest opportunity for businesses because marketing departments have to automate repetitive tasks, so like email, social media, and so on, so that your time is efficient. You need to reduce time, your money, and your effort, to get a good return on investment. Automation really bridges that gap. 67% of B2B marketers say they see at least 10% increase in sales opportunities through lead nurturing. That's massive. And 15% seeing opportunities increase by 30%. I mean, automation is something, again, that people see as a complicated technology. There are so many tools on the market now that you can use for marketing automation. Things like MailChimp have got built-in automation series. And, it's just a process of maybe someone going onto your website, signing up for a free guide, and then something like MailChimp sending that email out with the free guide. It's an automated task, and it means that you're taking people on their own customer journey when they're ready. Now, the other reason that email marketing is such a good revenue generator and it's increasing is GDPR, the thing everyone hates at the moment. Basically, GDPR is just like a directive of regulations that has been released of how you can use email marketing and best practice. So what you must know is that when you build a list and you generate leads, which is your sales funnel, you need people to opt in. And GDPR just basically means that you can't send an email to someone who hasn't opted in. Whistle-stop tour of GDPR, if you opt in, that means that you have checked a box and you have ticked it off to say, I would like to receive marketing communications, or you've clicked a link to confirm. Now, once you've done that, obviously you've got that person for life, they've opted in, and you are GDPR compliant. When you start automating content to them and nurture, they can always unsubscribe at any time. But when you develop email marketing strategy campaigns aligned with automation, the results are just fantastic. I mean, engaging customers and prospects using things like a MailChimp that links into maybe like a CRM or your database, you now get true behavior marketing, and in today's climate, it's so important that you are using email marketing and hooking in your data. So you need to look at things like, where is your data coming from? How are you collecting it? How are you managing it? Are you GDPR compliant? So important. To give you an idea, if you get fined for sending an email to someone who hasn't opted in, you can't prove they've opted in using a digital database, something like MailChimp, to say, this person signed up and opted in using this landing page and checked this box on whatever date, then you will get obviously fined. It could be like £15,000 to £17,000 per email. So it's something that really needs to be considered. And again, when we do our email marketing strategy courses, a masterclass on MailChimp, it's probably the biggest question that's asked nowadays about how do we collect our data? How do we manage it? How do we make sure we're compliant? How do we adhere to the law? And getting those best practices in place, at day one, simplifies things, because you can have your CRM, your website all integrated. You can be passing all of your leads into one place. You can have a lot of these things happening automatically. And email marketing, again, links perfectly into your lifecycle marketing process, because it can take people through attracting interest, capturing leads, nurturing prospects, all the way through. So SEO, social media, and email marketing are the top 3 critical areas that I would definitely suggest that you look at in terms of your priorities in your 90-day plan, and also for 2018. So we look at leads, attracting interest, building this funnel, how we capture people, and offering free content in exchange, then automating the process of actually delivering whatever content, or triggering a piece of email marketing based on behavior. The great thing with things like MailChimp is you can trigger an a piece of email marketing to go when someone visits a web page or they take a particular action. So if someone went on and visited a product 4 or 5 times and didn't take action, you can trigger a piece of email marketing based on what they're doing. And behavioral marketing has the best return on investment, because you're marketing to them when they're interested. Someone goes onto the website, signs up for an offer, a coupon of 10%, goes to their inbox. That's the most engaged. You don't want somebody to sign up for a newsletter and then send them something 4 weeks' time. Or in some cases, when I sign up for newsletters, I don't get anything at all. Now, people don't live for newsletters, and this is why things like behavioral marketing and content marketing, adding value and just being a little bit more current, can really change the way that your marketing works. And figuring out what you want your email to do. Quite often we see what we call the pray and spray approach, which is just like, let's just send a campaign and then we'll do another one and we'll do another one. If you have behavioral marketing and you have automation in place, you're marketing based on people's actions. You're not trying to predict them, which obviously is going to have a far better result. And you can use things like CRMs, customer relationship management databases, to really, really engage and keep in touch with customers, manage prospects, and really help that conversion process. And this is something that we've seen grow more and more over the past sort of 5 years. So getting the email marketing process right is critical in 2018. Getting a lead funnel in place, making sure you're capturing data and you know what the processes are, and you're doing compliant best practice with opt-in. Designing landing pages and sign-up processes to get people involved, and maybe designing a welcome series, day 1, 3, 7, 14, and 21. After 21 days, most people then are not a hot prospect. They could probably just go onto your email marketing newsletters. Looking at nurture strategies and campaigns, but looking at these amazing features that are now available for like £10 a month. Behavioral marketing and personalization. I can't stress how important this is. You can get a 300% increase in actual engagement in an email that has been triggered based on behavior. So keep all your email subscribers in a list, track opt-in source, build and run Facebook ads targeting your subscribers. You can use a variety of email sort of formats and templates, mix it up. You can tag subscribers based on the behavior. You can automate things. You can track leads and paying customers. You can hook up your e-commerce stores, abandoned cart, things like that. And you can re-engage stale subscribers. And you can personalize content only if your data is good. Don't try and do it if you think your data might have missing fields. And you can use things like, MailChimp, for instance, has a tool that will work out the best time of day to send it based on your list. And you can do sort of subject testing, A/B testing on your email campaigns. Amazing. Now, in the next video, we're going to go on to content marketing in more detail. And we're going to look at what content marketing can kind of do for your business, but also look at the digital creativity. How do you create some of the best marketing? So I shall see you on the other side in the content marketing and creativity, and we'll be looking at a methodology called GASP in the next one.